why I believe that your growth has happened for you and your wife the way that it is. So you're such a servant leader. I really enjoy getting to know you. So we started these calls a while ago, about 3 years ago, when we started doing these fast track to SC calls. And what we found was after people were kind of getting those golden nuggets of that, the power of getting people to SC, that's when business really grew the most. So we've got a lot of people that are on the line. Let me just tell you where they're all from. We've got Poland, we've got the UK, we've got Zoe from Australia, who's the sideline for you, Sally Wallace over from the UK, Yvette over from the UK, Tasha from the UK, Leah, who's over from Canada, who I think you met at conference as well. And Brooke is, the UK, Manon from the US, and we've got a lot more people. US ones, unfortunately, are at work right now. But really, thank you for taking the time to do this. Brian, those of you that do not know Brian, he is a force of nature for so many different reasons. And I got to say, he's had so much momentum with his business. I think, doing this with his wife, amazing upline support with Linda and Adam and Kira. I mean, it's just off the hook what they've been created. They've really created a huge, revolution, if you would. But the thing that I admire most about Brian is his heart, and he just is such a servant leader. And Brian, I just, this call is really designed to talk about the importance of, getting to SC and how to, help build towards SC. We talked to everybody about, I shared that when I started the business, that Cheryl said to me, my job is to get you to the highest commission structure as quickly as possible, which was SC. For her, it was, she said, I want to put a good check in your hand that you go, wow, that this is good and you're going to help a lot of people. And so for me, it was all about helping a lot of people. And I know for you as well, it's a lot about helping a lot of people. Brian was 75 Club a month ago. And I know he'll be 100 Club by conference, but for him, it's really about the community. I mean, I might be off on this, Brian, but I think that I'm pretty spot on. With just kind of describing you. So maybe you can just share with everybody. And also they all have given you permission by being a part of these SC calls to kick them in the butt as well. So you have permission to love them, but also kick them in the butt and talk a lot about that action is what really has to happen. So I'm leaving it to you right now, and I'm going to mute my.
Awesome. You might want to can you spotlight me, or am I on spotlight?
Hang on, let me do that. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I spotlight? There we go.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to be with you guys. Thanks for jumping on. As Lauren explained, my name is Brian Marsh. I've been in the Juice Plus company. This is my 13th month now. So I started back in February of last year when my wife was looking to go back to work. We've got 4 small children, and it was more about her kind of getting out of the house, finding her identity again, which she kind of lost in that mum role for so long. She hadn't worked for probably 7 or 8 years. And prior to that, she was a special needs school teacher. And prior to that, she was a flight attendant living in Dubai. So she'd kind of been through a number of different jobs, but her dream was to travel, and then kind of fell into teaching. So we reached out to friends of ours, Adam and Kira. We had known them for about 8 or 9 years. We used to train at their personal studios, their personal fitness studios. And we had known of and seen some of the struggles that they had in their traditional business. And I'm in traditional business. I've still got 2 traditional businesses, so completely understand the struggles of small business. So we were intrigued because we had seen and heard of a lot of the problems they're having in small business, but then watching them on Facebook, we had seen the success they had created just 18 months into the business. So it was actually my wife's idea to reach out to Kira. We reached out to Kira and went around to their house. We had a bunch of questions, and we had those questions answered. We hadn't seen an event at the time. We didn't know much about Juice Plus at the time, but we agreed to join the business and buy the product there and then. And I suppose why I want to talk a little bit about that journey from there to where we're at now, and what I think has been our difference. So we hit NMD in 8 months, 39 club, which no one had done in Australia. I think Adam had been the fastest and he did it in 14 months and didn't hit the club level. But what I think back to our journey was about that. What was it about that meeting that got us to say yes and jump in and go for it? And I honestly believe that people buy us. Okay.
You might still kicked in.
Nope.
Someone might
Somebody's having a little conversation back there. Let me mute them. Sorry about that.
All right, it's going to be Thomas.
Go ahead.
So I think back to that meeting, and I honestly believe that people buy us. Okay, I did not buy Juice Plus on that day. I bought Adam and Kira. Okay, I was in a meeting with them and I bought them, not the product and not the business. And I think back to myself and I wonder what it was about them that I bought. And I think when you understand this and you get this, this business becomes very easy. Okay, very easy. And it took us a month or two into this business before we got it. But getting to SC, getting past SC, getting to the pinnacle position became really easy. It was Adam and Kira that we bought. Okay, so we bought into Adam and Kira, their certainty and where they were going, their vision for themselves, but their vision for their business. And people want to be led. People want to fall in line and follow certain leaders. Okay, leaders that have confidence, leaders that have certainty, leaders that know exactly where they were going. So on that day, we bought Adam and Kira. We did not buy Juice Plus. Okay, yes, technically we bought Juice Plus because that was the model and we believed in them and we had the belief and we trusted them. Okay, but we bought into where they were going and what they were doing. But what was it about Kira and Adam? It was about their certainty. Okay, they were confident when they were delivering what this business model was, when this product was. Okay, they sat upright. They were confident. They were smiling. They knew, I could see their passion in the way they were delivering things that I bought into where they were going. So I honestly believe that people buy us, our why, our vision, where we are going. And once you get this, prospecting, bringing people on to your business becomes very easy. And to get to SC, you obviously need team under you. Okay, so if we can talk a little bit about prospecting, a little bit about how do we attract people to our team, this business becomes easy. But it comes back to where you're going. Where do you want to be in 6 months? Where do you want to be in 12 months? I know for myself, when I joined Juice Plus, within a month or two, it became very clear that we would hit the pinnacle position. At the time, we thought in 12 months. And I knew it was going to happen. We were certain about it. We owned this opportunity and we went for it. Yes, we did it quicker, but we owned where we were going. And there was a shift in us that we believed in it, that we owned it. Okay, and people could see that vision. People could see that certainty in where we were going. So when I spoke to people, all right, the first person we reached out to were friends of ours. When I spoke to them about where we were going and what we were achieving, they jumped in and they came on the ride for us. And now she's hoping to hit 39 Club this month and retire her husband. She knew nothing about the business. She knew about the product because she'd been on it for a little while, but didn't even know there was a business model. But Jody Smith bought me, bought where I was going. Okay, and she's 12 months into the business now and is knocking on the door of 39 Club because it came back to the way I was certain about where I was going and what I was doing. She bought me. She did not buy the business model, did not buy Juice Plus. You know, I'm a big vision guy. I believe it's vision that people follow. And I think you need to own where you will be in 12 months, in 24 months. Okay, Martin Luther's I have a dream is I have a vision. He had a vision and people fell in line with that vision. And he created a movement because people bought him and bought the vision. Okay, that's what it came back to. If you're invited to an event and people aren't asking to hear your vision isn't strong enough and it's not moving people, which means that you aren't able to bring people on that journey with you. If you look back at all the strong leaders in our time, in good and bad, and especially the evil ones, okay, like Hitler, millions of people followed his vision. Millions of people laid down their lives and followed that vision. It was an evil vision. But why did they do that? Because he was certain on where he was going. He owned his vision. He owned where he was going. Okay. And people fell in line with that. Okay. And I think it's a big deal to own your vision. Yes, in the beginning, when you first start out in this business, you may not have a vision. Okay. You may not know, you may not own this opportunity, you may not know where you're going. So it's somebody else above you does. When we first started, we didn't have a story. We used Kira's story and Adam's story. Okay. And we owned that. And when we talked about their story to people, people bought Adam and Kira through us. And then quite quickly it shifted to be us talking about our story. So if you're on this call tonight or today, whenever time it is over there for you, okay, and you feel like you don't have that story, someone above you does. Someone above you has a story that you can use that will resonate with other people. And then they will buy into you, where you're going, and that story that you're telling them, okay, about where you're going. There's a lot of stories above you, okay, of lots of success that will resonate with a lot of people. But it's about owning this opportunity. It's about shifting where you're at today to where you will be at in 6 months' time. And when that makes sense to you, that people buy you, they don't buy Juice Plus, they buy you and where you're going, talking to people and getting people to follow you on that journey becomes very easy because you're passionate about where you're going. You're confident in where you're going. You're certain in where you're going. And no one wants to follow an uncertain or an unconfident leader. They want to follow someone that owns where they're at and where they will be in 12 months. And that's what you need to own. You need to own where you're going to be. I've had coaching calls with people in our team that were doing all the high-paying activities, posting on social media 3 to 5 times a day, starting new conversations, getting on events, getting on training, doing great customer care, but was unable to attract more than 1 or 2 people to her team. Okay. We had a coaching call. It went for about half an hour. It delivered this similar message about her owning where she will be in 6 months, where she'll be in 12 months. She sat upright. She started smiling. She was confident. And within a week to 2 weeks, she attracted 2 to 3 people to her team because she owned where she was going. She had already been going through the high-paying activities. She had already been doing the work. But people could sense when she was talking to them that she didn't own where she was going. She didn't own where she would be. She didn't have enough belief in the business. She had belief in herself. She had belief in the company. She had belief in the product, but not the business model, the networking, marketing business model. And when she made that shift to own this industry, to own this profession, to smile, to be confident, to be certain in where they were going, she attracted team. And she's got a really fast growing team now. And that was only 4 or 5 months ago. But the shift was that she owned it. She believed in it and she owned it. And then attracting team, talking to people to get them to come on this journey with her was easy. I mean, vision is all about, hey, let's go and do this together. People don't want to hear that they have to do it themselves. People want to hear that, hey, we are on this journey together. You and I and our team are going to go and take that mountain and we're going to go do it together. It's about shifting confidence, your confidence that you have in where you're going, and transferring that to people that don't have the confidence in this business. Transferring it from you to them and saying we're on this journey together and we're going to go and take that mountain. Okay, we're going to do it together. We're going to the promised land and we're going for it. Okay, the Bible teaches us where there's no vision that people perish. And what does that come back to? Tony Robbins talks, if we're not growing, we're dying. If there's no vision for our life, all aspects of our life, including our business, if there's no vision for it, then our business isn't growing. And I put money on it that if you're unable to attract people to this business, and I've always led with the business, okay? I love the product. Don't get me wrong. The product has changed our health. But the business, I know when I bring on one person to this team, they can attract 30 to 40 customers. But if I'm focused on bringing on customers, that's one customer at a time. That's no way to change thousands of lives, I don't believe. We've got 6,000 customers in our team now. And I couldn't have done that by just going after customers. But when I went after team, when I brought people on that journey with me, now I've changed 5,000 to 6,000 people's lives through a product that's amazing. But I led with the business opportunity because the business opportunity will change their health, their wealth, and their health. Okay? But we owned where we were going. We owned where we would be. I sit with people doing three-way chats all the time in our team. And I can see people that will be successful and people that won't be successful in the three-way chat. And if you don't understand what the three-way chat is, it's, let's say Tash has just joined my team. In her first few weeks, until she has brought 5 or 6 people onto our team, Tash's job is only to put people in front of me. That's all she needs to do, because I've been in the business longer. I'm more confident in where I'm going. And Tasha needs to understand that this is easy. And that prospect needs to know that there are other people in the team to help her. So when Tasha brings that person and puts them in front of me, okay, I need to be confident in the way I'm delivering it. I need to be certain in where I'm going. I need to have enough confidence in the business, the product, the company, and myself to say, hey, let's do this and let's do this now. I see 2 people in our organization, okay? One person doing a three-way chat saying, hey, this is an amazing product. This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. You can join now or join later. Buy the product now, buy the product when you're ready. The second person is like, hey, this is where we're going. This is an amazing product, amazing business opportunity. Let's go now. I've got enough confidence to know that this business, this product will change their life. Let's get going now. You think about those 2 people. One is giving someone a way out, someone putting doubt in their mind to say, you don't have to do it now, you can do it later. That person is thinking, do I really believe in this business opportunity right now? The second person is like, let's do this now. Okay? I know that this will change your life, that this business, this product will change your life. Come on this journey with me. And who would you rather be in business with? Someone that's not owning it, someone that's wishy-washy, someone that's not saying this is going to change your life, or someone that's saying, hey, we are doing this together. I'm coming on this journey with you, and I know for sure that it's going to change your life. And when you deliver that message in a three-way chat with someone else, all right, the chances are they are joining your team, because it's about them seeing the certainty in where I'm going. And people want to be led. People want to be led. In the beginning, you may not have the story, but someone above you has a story. Okay? And your vision needs to be about other people, not about the money that you want to make. Okay? Your vision should be about what you're trying to achieve. For me, this was about mums doing mum care, having the choice to do mum care instead of daycare. Okay? That mums and dads should have the ability, the choice to prioritize their own vision instead of their employer's vision. And I envisage a world where mums and dads never, ever miss a special occasion. Because my wife and I had that. We've got success, our businesses that we've got gave us those opportunities, but our friends and family do not have that opportunity. So quite quickly, yes, when we first joined this business, it was about to replace my wife's wage and find a hobby. But very quickly, it became about other people in this organization. And when we shifted that for it to be about our friends and our family and people that we come into contact with, people wanted to come on that journey with us. Okay, because it was about them instead of us. Okay, so that vision should be about what you're doing with your team, about where you're going, what you believe. What do you believe this world should look like? And when you think about it, when you need to be able to articulate that vision, because when you deliver that vision, and I do it at every event that I'm at now, Okay, when I'm talking to a mum or a dad and I believe and I deliver that vision, they're excited about being on the journey with me because I'm confident that I know this business will change their life. Okay, when you're delivering a speech, when you're talking at an event, you need to be able to include your vision in that. Okay, and if it doesn't move people, if it doesn't excite people to come on that journey with you, your vision isn't strong enough. Vision to me is the most important part about this business. If you're trying to get to SC or further than SC, you need a strong, clear vision about why you're doing this, because that getting to SC is about attracting team to come on the journey with you. And when you can attract team to come on the journey with you, this business becomes very easy. Okay? Because to get through that compensation plan is about having team on that journey with you. Okay, about the team being able to bring on customers and then being able to bring on more team. Okay, so when you catch that vision, when you own that vision, then it's your job to train your team to do the same thing, to find their vision, to find what they believe that this business will do for them. Okay, and it's about owning that and delivering that. You know, I honestly believe that this business opportunity gives mums the choice to do mum care instead of daycare. The choice. They don't have to. Some people choose not to. Some mums choose not to. Okay, but it's the choice. Mums and dads prioritizing their own vision for their family instead of other people's. You know, and mums and dads never ever missing an opportunity to see a special occasion in their children. And why do I focus on mums and dads? That's because who I resonate with. You know, we're a family. I've got a wife. She's a mum. I'm a dad. I know what's important for families, and that's who I resonate with. That's who fits into our team really well. That's not to say other people don't do well in our team, but that's what my vision is about. When you're writing down your vision, it needs to be about other people. It shouldn't be about your financial goals, because that does not excite other people. If I sat with Adam and Kira in that beginning and they said they want to be 7-figure earners within 3 years, it wouldn't have excited me because it was about them. But I knew when they were speaking about this business and their product, about the thousands of lives that were being changed, I couldn't do that through my traditional business. I work for corporate hotels. But now I'm in a business where I know the health is being changed by a product and the wealth is being changed by a business model. And that comes together, and I'm passionate about that because I honestly believe that this opportunity will change lives. So if you're looking to get to SC, okay, if you're looking to hit it's DD, I think, for you guys with SDVF and then SC. Can't remember. That's a bit different. SDD, right? SDD.
Yeah, SDD in England and VF in America.
Yeah, a VF in America and then SC. Okay, when you bring people on that journey with you, okay, it becomes super easy because that's the easy way of achieving those things. Finding people that are passionate about your vision, passionate about changing lives, and get them to come on that journey with you. And everything else falls into line. But you've got to start with yourself. You've got to start with where you're going, who you want in your team, where you're going, and what lives you want to change. Articulate that. Articulate what you believe this business will do for you and other people, and then start telling people that. Okay, because it starts with why. Why are you doing this? It doesn't start with how or what. My vision is not about selling Juice Plus, okay, or using social media to sell Juice Plus. It's about changing lives. It's about mums having the choice to do mum care instead of daycare. And that excites mums. They want to know more. Then it's easy for me to send them a presentation. Okay, it's easy for them to fall in love or fall in line with that vision of where we're going. When people ask me what I do, I definitely do not say I sell Juice Plus. Okay. I talk about why I'm doing this. I found an opportunity that changes lives. I've got an online business. We focus on helping mums do mum care instead of daycare. These are the things that will excite people to come on that journey with you. Okay, so to me, that vision will get you to SC. When you own that vision, you own your story, you own where you're going. When you take ownership of that and know with certainty that you will be there, the rest of this business will be easy. And I'm taking you past SC. I'm taking you all the way to the top with that, because there will be a shift in you. Getting to SC will be the easiest thing you've done in this business. it just becomes a lot easier when you find people that want to come on the journey with you. So, Lauren, I hope that helped.
I mean, I think if you could see some of these messages, you know, I'm just, and it's funny, Brian, it's funny without you knowing what we even did. The call we did this morning was vision, you know,
Yeah, right.
like really, what is it? You know, that it's got to be something like that pulls you, like you said, it's got to be something that you like wake up and every day you're like so inspired, like who can I help? Who can I serve? Who's that person? Like, it's great when it happens for you, but you know this, when it happens for a friend of yours, like you said, like when you see your friend go, you know, about to go 39 club, wow, that's the bigger vision, you know, with regards to why it's so fulfilling, right? It's kind of like, it's when you see that happen, you're like, oh my God, I can't stop now. You know, the minute that that you start that you make it about somebody else. So I think the biggest thing maybe, and just if we could take it just 2 or 3 minutes, is there's so many good souls on this call. I wish you could, know all these amazing people. Their heart is in the right place. You know, they know some of the things that are stopping them. But I would love to find out from 1 or 2 of them, you know, what's the kick in the butt that they feel that they need to really see that vision? You know what I mean? Because I remember when Jeff said to me, Lauren, he goes, you should be, doing this. I go, I don't know what that looks like, and how I had that, hope to dream again, or to know that I was worthy enough. I think for a lot of people, it might be that worthy issue. Anybody want to share with Brian or ask him a question and let him go back?
I have a question.
This is Manon. So Manon.
Hi, I know Brian. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Thanks.
So good. I have a new distributor on the line here, and you talked about borrowing your upline story. Can you just give an example of that? Like, how did you borrow Kira's and Adam's story? Do you mind doing that? I think that's a really good example, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. So I used 2 different stories. One was Adam's story. One was Adam met a guy from the UK that had made $200,000 for the month. And he was a young kid, and they did it mostly online. So when I'm talking to another guy, or I'm talking to a younger person, my story with them was, hey man, you've got to come and check out this guy. He has just been introduced to this opportunity from the UK where he met this young kid that had made $200,000 for the month online through an online business. And he's teaching this guy that I know, Adam, how to do that. And Adam's teaching me. So it became about somebody else's vision, and it came about come and check out what this guy's doing. Okay. And same with Kira. Kira's vision. Kira was 10 months or 11 months into the business, where she was able to contribute heavily to retiring Adam out of his traditional business. Okay. The fitness studios. Okay. So when I'm talking to a mum, we've met a lady, Kira, and Kira had lost her identity in that mummy role for so long, didn't know how to make $500, didn't know that she was worth making $1,000, but stumbled across, was introduced to an online business. And that online business was around health and wealth, and now at the time was a $10,000 income earner. So it became about their story and inspiring other people. Okay, and you've got to relate to those people that you're talking to, and it depends on who I'm talking to. And we did that through social media. So I've got Kira's story, and we're using it through social media to attract other people to our team. Same with Adam, same with a lot of other people. And obviously we have our own story now, which is very similar to theirs. So it was definitely about the stories. This business is about conversations and sharing stories. And the more conversations you have with people and share stories, it's a numbers game. Then you just do more and more and more of it, and attracting people to the team becomes easy.
Got it.
And Manon, that's why, like, also, I mean, Linda did a great video, of theirs, or why I wanted to do the what if video. So that's easy for you to share those stories to see, show the success as well, of people. I think that can create a vision where people go, wow, oh my gosh, I can actually help people, and I can help people like create not just with their health, but with their businesses. But I mean, they did that. There's a lot of great UK videos with regards to that. Would you recommend that, Brian? I mean, some of those videos that are
I've only seen some of Linda's, but yeah, there's great stuff out there.
So like, or the, what if, I mean, Manon, you're in the what if video, right? So where people see that you're part of that as well. So, awesome. Anybody else have one more question? Anybody?
Brooke said, I have my vision, but I haven't shared it. I'm stuck in the moment. Thank you. Light bulb moment right there. Yeah, Brooke, you just got to get out and tell more people your vision. People will fall in line and want to follow you when you own it, but you need to own your vision. You need to own where you're going, because people will sense that you're not owning it.
May I ask something, Brian? I think that
Yeah.
might be, I mean, like you just said, you have two other businesses that you're working, and you're still, still went to NMD in 8 months and going to 100 Club, and at that time with your team. So a lot of the whole thing about I'm too busy or I don't have the time, and it's just, what would you say there? Or I'm stuck, whatever that is. What would you say to people there?
I think people don't value it when they don't own their vision or where they're going. Like we quite quickly, we saw what this could be for us, and it was about priorities then. So yes, there were things in our life that we had to stop doing. The easiest thing was TV and socializing through the week, and even on Saturdays. But we prioritized it because we saw the opportunity. So when we see and believe that we could do this, we could be 39 clubs, 6 figures within less than 12 months, then we prioritized it. And I changed my business around so I could raise up staff to look after that, so I could invest more time into this. We did some stuff, got help with our children. So Fiona, my wife, could spend more time on the business. It was all about those priorities. If you only want to earn $500 to $1,000 a month, then do it in stolen moments. Do it when you can. But for us, we had a much bigger vision of where we wanted to go and the lives we wanted to change. And we prioritized our life around that because we treated it as a business. And if we had spent $350,000 on buying this franchise, it's written into those franchises. You have to work 50 to 60 hours. You have to be at conference. You have to go all the training. It's a non-negotiable.
Right.
And when we first started this business, and I ran into a neighbor of ours who was pretty successful business coach for other network marketing people. And he said to us, the people that are successful in this business treat it as a business. And it made sense. I was buying a franchise. It was next to nothing. There was no setup, like $165, but I needed to treat it as a business, invest 50 to 60 hours, get to conference, get to trainings, fall in line, be teachable, and then I'd have the success, because that's what you do when you buy a traditional franchise. It's just people don't see the similarities in it. You need to treat this as if you spent $350,000 on the franchise.
And I think that's the other thing too, is a lot of people haven't had a business. You've had a traditional business, so you understand the model of that commitment, right? Yeah. With regards to it. So a lot of people maybe haven't, it's like, I'm about to make a big investment in something. I'm like, for a second, but I go, okay, now if I was doing it, as a business owner, I need to know, I've got to have that inventory. I've got to do this and that. But so a lot of people, maybe they've been I realized this when I went to the Keith Cunningham 4-day MBA program, is I've been a great skilled employee, and I've been a great independent contractor, but I'd never owned a business. So as a business owner, speaking to people who have been great, skilled employees, what would you, or independent contractors, what would you say to those people? Because I think there's a lot of those people on the line as well.
Yeah, there's probably 2 parts to that. One is investing the time you need to, and doing it with a passion, because most employees don't know where they'll be in 12 months or 18 months. So see the end result here, see that this opportunity will pay you for the rest of your life. So there's that part of it. The second part of it is, as a business owner, there were certain things that I was very good at in business, but I'm a lazy guy. I would rather have other people do that in my business. So it shifted being about, I could do this for the rest of my life. I could do sales, or I could bring someone else on, all right, and leverage that person's time to grow the business. And that's what this business is. This business is about, you might be a great recruiter, but you need to find other recruiters that are better than you. You need to be able to say, I'm good at this, but I can't do all of it. I need to bring on other people that will help grow this business. So respect it as a business, but grow your team to do what you do. Okay. Kira was terrible at social media. She had not terrible, but she's not focused on social media. She had a following, but then when I came into her life, I suppose, we're focused on social media marketing. So she kind of outsourced that part of her growth to us. not intentionally, but that's how it came into her life. So find people that are better at something than you and attract them to this team, because that's when this business will go crazy.
Yep.
Okay, when you can find
leveraging is such a great thing, right?
Yep.
And you want to make yourself kind of irrelevant, as they say, right? So you want to get other better people so that you become literally irrelevant. Well, oh my gosh, I think that was beyond extraordinary. And I mean, I think the biggest way we can thank you is by everybody going out there and really getting that success and creating that big vision of what really is possible, because the possibilities really are unlimited. I mean, what you guys have created, that is sustainable. What's different about what you guys are creating is it's very sustainable, and you're really focused on community. You stay plugged in with people. You do events. You have a lot of people that they are customer. They're very wide with their lines. So you've got a lot of sustainability. I've got one last question before Leah. You met Leah in St. Louis. You're a great example, though, Brian, too. You came to St. Louis. There was for you, it was a non-negotiable. Like you said, you bought this franchise. That was a training that was coming up. You knew that it was a must to go to that training. So everybody who's on the line now is going, I don't know if I'm going to go or bring my team or this and that. Once again, really look at what are you willing to say no to right now so that you can say yes to bigger things later. But Leah is a great example, somebody who came to conference as well. So I want to acknowledge her. She's really diving in. So Leah, final question before we let him go back to whatever he's doing.
Okay, sorry for the late question.
All good.
But okay, so I'm really active on social media, and I attract I believe some really awesome people. I want to know, like, when you're talking to people that are in the employee mentality, how do you communicate that vision to them, like you're talking about, and help them to see past their 40 hours a week, I got to work for this, how do you penetrate that mentality with, like, I understand what you're saying about the vision, but I just would like some more clarity with regards to that.
Yeah, so I definitely, in the beginning, I focus on where they're at, their pain points. Okay, they need to own what they're not enjoying about that 40-hour work week. Okay, and then I need to take them on a journey of they've been conditioned into thinking that they need to work 40 hours a week to earn a living or to get ahead. And then I talk about what does 10 years look like for them, okay, if they stay on this journey. Okay, but then I kind of introduce them to an opportunity. But you know what? Imagine if you could look at investing time into something now that can potentially unlock revenue for the rest of your life, where you didn't have to swap time for money. Okay, and it's about, I don't know exactly what their pain points are. I know for us, it's a big time thing when you're working 40 to 50 hours a week. And what we call superannuation isn't a big deal here because it's so unstable. You could work 40 hours a week for the rest of your life and still end up with nothing because they're not getting ahead. But you know what? Business is untapped earning potential. And once they see, and once you can take them on that journey of seeing that, you know what, I can invest an hour today that will potentially pay me for the rest of my life. I was in Sydney recently talking at an event, and there was a customer of Juice Plus in the audience that had been on the product for 20 years. Imagine if he's my customer that I'm being paid on top of that person for 20 years. Okay, so I am now investing a little bit of time now that can potentially pay me for the rest of my life. So you just need to unlock them and them thinking of that, being drummed into them that they need to swap time for money. And it's about them trusting you, and it's about them falling in line and coming on that journey with you. It's about asking questions and them owning the problems in their life now. But what does 10 years look like? What happens if they get sick? What happens if they can't work? I know there's a fair bit of momentum in my business now. If I took 3 months off, my business isn't going to fall over. If I took 6 months or a year off, there's still enough momentum that it's still going because I've invested hard for 12 months. Okay. And it's about getting out of that mentality of being drummed into them that they need to swap time for money, because that's a lie. You don't need to do that.
Awesome. And I think
Okay, thank you.
Brian, that you really said, you gave it, you said, you know what, I'm going to focus, laser focus. What do I need to say no to right now so that I can really say yes to this? And there's going to be sacrifices, right? Like your kids understood that there were going to be sacrifices, but they're very grateful that you made those sacrifices now, right? And now they're reaping the rewards in a very short amount of time. And like you said, that one who'd been a customer for 20 years is kind of a little bit like me. Someone never mentioned the business to me, right? I had a dog trainer, and I was telling her about my dogs being on Juice Plus, and she goes, "Oh, I recommend Juice Plus to people." I go, "Well, to everybody, I recommend them their dog go on Juice Plus." And I'm like, "Well, you know about the business?" And she goes, "What do you mean about the business? I've just been referring them to this woman." And I go, "You make, just so you know, for every time you refer Juice Plus to this person, she's making more than you're making every hour as a dog trainer, you know?" So, right, like you, I think a lot of us, we're just as passionate, if not more, about the business than the product, because we know the products that whatever Juice Plus puts out, they're going to be great products. But you got to make sure that the priority's got to be that business, that like, look, this is a business. It's not it's not widgets, but business is business, whether it's in social, whatever business it is, business is business. And the way you do business is what? Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
So, Lauren, with regards to the conference, I just wanted to finish on something. For me, when Adam and Kira, when we met with them, they said there's 3 elements to success in this business. The first is having that desire. Where are you going? Where's your vision? Okay. And, that was financial, purely financial in the beginning. The second part was being teachable. And I say this to my team, being teachable means that there's a system in place that you need to fall in line with. Okay. And one of those points of that system is getting to conference. So if you're not investing in getting to conference, then you need to rate yourself on your teachability. Okay. Yes, there will be situations where you can't get there. That's fine. But if you can get there, if you can work a little bit harder for the next month to get some financial reward to pay for that opportunity to get to conference, that's being teachable. And it's the second element of success in this business, because if you bought a franchise for $350,000, it's non-negotiable. If you didn't go, you'd lose your franchise. And that's treating this as a business. You've got to get to conference. The third part of that was willingness. Are you willing to do what you need to do to make this a successful business? And that is getting to conference. You need to be there. You want to see something on fire, you want to see a big vision of 8,000 people in a room, get to conference, an investment in your business.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see you at conference and give you this very special 100 Club gift that I found at a very special place. So anyway, I've learned a lot about some certain things that you like. I've been doing my homework on that. So anyway, this has been extraordinary. I really appreciate it. It means so much, I know, to all of these people. And I know that if you have people anywhere around the world, know that you've got people on from the UK, I'm trying to think, Poland, Canada, Las Vegas. I'm just looking at all the different people, LA. So you've got people on from around the world, and I know that they'll be there to support you in any way that they can as well. So that means it means a lot. And on behalf of everybody, I just want to thank you. So see you very shortly, and give those kids and your wife a big hug. Bye.
I will. Cheers. Bye.